Right?
Lisa didn't like it when they gave me the control. It's retired like last week. We got the. Is that true?
Control of the music? No, I will be honest, I was a little concerned.
All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order for the Angola Common Council, Monday, December 2nd. How about a roll call, please?
Councilmember Coffey. Present. Councilmember Olson.
Here.
Councilmember Sharkey.
Here.
Councilmember Rowe.
Here.
Councilmember McDermott. Here.
How about if we request approval of the November 8th minutes, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Unfinished business, ordinance number 1769, 2024, an ordinance amending the ordinance of fixing compensation of appointed officers, deputies, and other employees and of police and officers of the city of Angola, Indiana, for the year 2025 for second reading.
Move to approve the second reading of the ordinance.
I'll second it.
Motion second, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Any other unfinished business this evening? Hearing none, we'll move on to new business, resolution number 2024-883, a resolution providing for the transfer of appropriation for the city of Angola for the fire operating fund and forward to the common council for their action and passage pursuant to IC 6-1.1-18.6.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion?
Is there a specific request for this transfer?
Well, so they had a large amount budgeted in firefighting equipment, which is a capital account, which would be for larger items. They have some miscellaneous smaller equipment that they wanted to get purchased before the end of the year. So it's smaller things that wouldn't go under capital. So this is just a transfer to cover that.
Thank you.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Open quotes for the 2024 sanitary sewer rehab CIPP lining project. Corey.
Good day.
Suppose they put that number on top this time to dig for them.
Stitchy form.
$91,374.41. Inliner. Dig for it. $87,262.
Bidders?
Two bids.
Two bids. What is the council's preference?
I have a question. You showed us before the meeting, there was a bid It's that, and there was two more at the bottom.
Would you like to explain engineer's estimate, please?
Sure. I think what he read was probably just the base bid. I'm assuming, Corey.
Space quote.
Okay, yeah. So, to be a quote, the threshold is 150,000, and that's what we estimated the project at. But then we add some alternates as a buffer because we don't want to go over that. But also to maximize the budget. So if the budget allows, then.
So the man at alternate number one is 26,670
Which
inliner,
liner? And what was that again?
26,670. And alternate number two is 22,090.
Was it in situ the second bidder? Was it?
Inliner was the second.
Oh, okay, all right.
Stitch you form. So I do have the second for stitch you form for this first alternate. The stitch you form is 21,463.64. And the second alternate is 17,569.10.
In addition to the base bid, is that what my understanding?
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, I said, in addition to the base bid?
Right, yes. And you can kind of choose, if you just want the base plus alternate two, or however you want to work.
So I'm just a little confused. We want to do our goal is to do the base bid, but then is it your
There's enough
preference
money to
to,
do all.
is your preference to do all three?
Definitely the base and, but the alternates, if there's enough money, yes, I'd like to do all three.
So then what we're looking at, or I'm correct, Mr. Mayor, we're looking at total amounts. Okay.
The alternates do what?
The alternate what?
What? I've lost here. The base bid does what?
The base
alternate
ones
does
are
what?
we took the worst sewers and we're trying to get them lined. And
Okay.
then we have other sewers lined up to do also, but if we
It
don't.
wasn't that we were doing the work halfway and then it's different.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I wasn't
It's a
understanding.
money thing, really. It's
Okay.
I move we give it to the most responsible bidder.
I think you have to decide, so I did the math. You have to decide if you were looking at the base bid or the totals, because
I'm saying total.
they're different.
I agree.
The base bid,
I'm going total.
inliner's the cheapest.
Have we the money to do the total?
It's within the budget.
Okay. My bid is based on the total. My motion. If you're gonna do it, you might as well do it all. Let's, it's not gonna get cheaper down the road. So if we have the money, let's get it done.
I would second.
At least that's my mentality.
Yeah.
Agree?
Yeah. Is there a motion second? You happy with the motion? Kim, you happy with the motion? Any discussion?
When do you think they're gonna get this, if we award the bid, can I get it done before spring?
Both of these are take bypassing, one's at Trine. So we'd really like to do that when they're not in school. Because we're gonna bypass and we're gonna close down some streets on Thunder. So I'd like to get them done. It's not gonna happen probably till spring or,
So this, one of these is on Thunder Drive,
yes,
which is.
Which is a
It's our facility, it's our piping, but it's their road.
No. We own Thunder Drive.
It's all on Thunder Drive?
We've never given that to the
Okay, well,
university.
then-
we own everything.
Are we going to?
Maybe someday it'll come back to you guys to do that.
Thanks.
And the other mandatory one is West Mill Street,
And that needs some,
from R&R Donnelly to.
that needs some.
Okay. Even
Under the
if we
tracks.
did- even if we did give it to them, we'd still have the infrastructure.
I'll second if there was.
Now we got a second.
Okay, that's right.
Sorry, any more discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you very much. Reports. Clerk treasurer. Kim, you got anything for us?
No, yeah.
Rita?
That's it.
Corey, while you're standing up there, you got any reports for us?
No, sir.
Okay, Tom? No. Amanda?
Yeah, we received a couple of grants, last few weeks. One is for community crossing, so that's what we do a lot of our road projects. Our grant award for that was around 1.3 million. And then we also received a safety project. So this will be around $500,000, and this one will be to replace all of our warning and regulatory signs in the city. That's all I have.
The signs, does that deal with intersections that are on private property? We wouldn't do those, or I know there's some places coming out of apartment complexes and things where there aren't any stop signs. Is that something we involve ourselves with that?
If we don't own those stop signs, so they're only existing stop signs or
Okay, that's what I,
turn sign, whatever the warning and regulatory. It's just a switch to there's new retro reflectivity guidelines that we have to meet. So this grant helps along with that, but so it wouldn't be new locations.
thank you.
Amanda found this grant opportunity last year. We have budgeted for it, and she applied for it and got it, and we thank her for that. Appreciate her hard work. And the community crossing grant, where we're going to be up about 50% year over year compared to what we did this year to next year. So we're going to be doing a lot of street work next spring. And we're grateful for the street department and Amanda for working through those. Anything else, Amanda? Any anything for us?
I have nothing, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Request approval of the allowance of accounts payable voucher 71,660 through 71,844, totaling $589,496.72.
I move that we pay the bills as someone once said.
And I'll go ahead and second it.
Motion and second, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. We do have some other new business this evening, and I think Councilmember McDermott will lead us in the next conversation.
That is correct. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We've handed out 2 copies of the Angola Investment Fund policies and procedures. And we will be asking you to vote on it as well as the ordinance itself, perhaps in our next meeting, or at least to give us the go ahead with the policies and procedures. And then vote on the final stuff in January, hopefully. So we wanted to get you these copies to look at before the 16th of December. One of the things we have found, by the way, thank you, Rita, for getting all of this all copied and prettied up, and also the work that Isaac has done for the committee and others as well. And Kathy had started the program basically back in 2013, we believe, or in 2013. And primarily, it was a great opportunity for businesses and we helped a lot of businesses through COVID and other things. But since that time, we have had very few applicants. And so what we're hoping to do is we change the requirements, I guess is the best way to say it, to which retail and other smaller businesses can take advantage of it. The idea is to build a business and involve growth. So we really just wanted to get this to you to look at, and we'll definitely have more to explain perhaps on another meeting.
Jerry, does the ordinance with the changes in the policies and procedures, will this need to, will this require an amendment to the existing ordinance that was amended, you thought maybe in 2017?
Yes, I think that's when it was.
Okay.
And so we would have
So
to
we'll
ask
have
for
to
an
make that
amendment to the ordinance
As
itself.
well, okay.
And that's kind of what we're looking for, because we have there's money there and nobody's taking advantage of it. We'd like to help as many businesses
And we feel like this is a great marketing tool for incentives for businesses in town to grow, entrepreneurs. They want to switch it up to allow some different types of businesses. It was primarily just industries, maybe getting new machinery or growing their business. And now we're looking at some opportunities that could enhance other types of commercial businesses as well. And so that was
One of the
primarily the
things, we've had
change.
some people express an interest that didn't have, under the current ordinance, they did qualify, whereas we're trying to include more, and hopefully.
Mhm.
How is this marketed to businesses? Are they aware of this?
And that's kind of the issue. Isaac has done an awesome job. By the way, Isaac did all this redlining. I just made copies. So just FYI, I didn't do a whole lot with this, but Isaac has done a great job. Anytime he does a business retention visit, he will take like our Angola investment fund information and, hey, if you guys are growing, if you're getting this new inventory, like think about this. This is a great tool to use. And but we have not marketed it very well, to be quite honest. I don't feel like, and we talked about this at the last meeting.
No.
This is a great economic development tool. It should be out there and it should be used, with Trine University, with the Innovation One, people graduating, they've got great ideas, they've got great business plans. Let us help you. This is 2% below prime. Like you can get this loan and it's a great opportunity for you. And so we have not, we haven't used it the way we should, and we haven't got it out there the way that we should. So the board feels like these changes will open some doors for people to maybe take a little bit more of a risk that they haven't done. Maybe, entrepreneurs that have been thinking about doing something and just haven't taken that
It's in the
chance.
back burner, that probably can do that.
Yeah, so that's the change. This is the final. You've got the red line just to show what changes were made, and then this is what the board came up with as a
Is there-
final opportunity.
Is there a statutory outline on what has to be in these, I'm assuming?
Yes,
All right, I haven't ever looked at anything about it, but I assume there's something that
Title
says,
VI.
okay.
Yeah, I'll get you that if you want.
No, I can look it up, but I was just curious. I assumed there was some statutory control.
It's not real specific. It's kind of
Okay.
general, leaves it to the
Well,
local.
that's why I was wondering if we're limited on what they can do, if there are categories here that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what we're trying to do.
Right now, it's limiting us. They're trying to open up.
Yeah.
I don't mean the ordinance itself. I mean state statute, the Indiana code. If there's some limitation on what we can do, if there are things here that we need to check to make sure that you're allowed to do.
As I recall, the statute's very general and gives the local entities a lot of leeway.
And I would also like to mention that we saw an example of the application process and the paperwork involved. And so it's quite a commitment for anyone that wishes to, but 2% below prime is up to
If they apply to
$100,000.
bank, it's the same procedure, I'm sure.
And thankfully, we have some banking people on our community to help with
There's
that.
a mark on that.
We've always tried to keep banking people involved, finance people.
And this is for the entire city limits. It's not a certain district.
It is only for the city limits. We
Yes.
looked into it and we tried to get into the,
Extra territory.
ETJ, but it didn't
Okay.
pass muster.
But there's not like a designated one, like our TIF districts are designated. This is
No.
open for the
This is the
entire
entire
city.
city.
Within the access.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, we'll look forward to the next step. We appreciate the whole work you've done on this. It takes a lot of effort to do it and appreciate that. Thank you. Councilmember Rowe, I think you have something that you wanted to share with us.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this will be my last meeting with you guys, city council meeting. I didn't realize I was violating a Hatch Act law that permits a federal employee for holding office, partisan office. So to save my career and save my job, I have to step down. So
I think it's a shame that you have to do this. You and your family have a long history of service. You work for the VA, which serves our veterans. You've served here on city council, and we will be looking for other ways to use you that will agree with your employer, and your kids are serving their country. So your family has a long history of service, and we appreciate it. And I'm sorry that you have to resign. I understand it, but I wish it wasn't that way. I can't imagine there's any conflict of interest the way you conduct yourself, but the law is the law, and we'll have to abide by it. But I want to say thank you for your service, and I certainly appreciate it.
thank you very much. It was great being on the council with y'all. You know.
Get really bored, you can come and help.
Yeah, I might be sitting over there watching.
All right. Any other business this evening?
Did you want to say something about the Santa visit? That was,
I'm sorry.
Santa visit, right?
It was great. Lisa did a fantastic job organizing it. We do have a new community coordinator that will be starting soon. We're not quite ready to announce that, but that person will be starting very soon. We had a great visit from Santa. The town looked beautiful. I don't know if you've seen the ice sculptures that were left.
You didn't
from
do
the
those
program.
too, did you?
No, but I watched them do it.
We worked hard on those. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
they start with a chainsaw and chisel and torch and hot water and cold water. And if you haven't seen them, drive around and take a look at them. They're still there, and by the weather forecast, they'll be there for a little bit. But we had a good turnout. Santa was
It was cold.
quite,
It was a
yes.
cold night, but it was good.
I think almost 100 kids, which, considering the wind and the weather, I thought was pretty good. We had a great visit, and we didn't see you.
I was told that the grandson was too cold to go out. I couldn't go out.
My grandkids missed out too. They came up, they saw them arrive, and
I got the dirty one for my wife. South Korea.
but did you see the heaters we had set up around the mountain? Oh, they looked absolutely
Nice.
gorgeous. There were the propane ones with the flame shooting at the center. Very decorative and made it very festive.
Thank you to Rhino Acres for the
Yes.
use of those
Yes,
heaters.
Thank you.
And the Barney Bryan family for the sleigh again. And
He does a great job.
Sutton Stella, yeah, we had a lot of great volunteers in it.
Yes, we
It went
did.
off without a hitch.
Yes, we did. Very nice evening. Anything else? All right, the next council meeting will be Monday, December 16th. We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Yeah, sure, you have something.
No, because.
Oh, yeah, you have.
I did it in blue, so it stuck out.